So I recently played the game Cruelty Squad, and I can only describe it as a religious experience. I'm not sure which deity I'm closer to, but I am 100% sure I am closer to the afterlife after playing this game. If you don't know, Cruelty Squad is an indie game with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. It is also the ugliest video game I have ever played in my life. Imagine that moment that a 4-year-old draws an elephant, and it looks nothing like an elephant, but the parents are really proud and they put it on the fridge anyway. Cruelty Squad is if you took that kid's drawing and turned it into a video game. Everything looks like it was created by a colorblind pigeon in MS Paint. Let's take a look at a few of the environments in the game to help prove my point. This is a shopping mall. This is a police station. This is a casino. Pizza house. But don't be fooled, even though this game looks like you're looking at a Picasso painting after drinking 8 fluid ounces of LSD, it's actually an incredibly complex work of art that covers a variety of very serious topics, such as capitalism, transhumanism, consumerism, murder, depression, eldritch gods beyond our comprehension and of our own creation.
But Mr. Wolfenjeans, what kind of game is Cruelty Squad?
I'm glad you asked, child that broke into my house. Even though this game looks like somebody tried to make a jigsaw puzzle out of fruit roll-ups, it's actually a stealth-based assassination shooter similar to Hitman, and draws some inspiration from GoldenEye 007 on the Nintendo 64. There's no way to truly experience the game without playing it firsthand, but I'm going to do my best to take you through it and explain why this game that looks like Roblox fell in a sewer is actually a genius critique of modern culture. Spoilers ahead for Cruelty Squad, but that's kind of the point of the video, so, you know. The first thing you see when you boot up the game is your character taking a shower. The main character is never actually given a name, so I'm going to call him John Cruelty, because that's what some members of the community call him, and I find that name hilarious. Mr. John Cruelty receives a call from somebody he knows. It seems John has recently lost his job at a government security company, and is now starting work at Cruelty Squad. The company Cruelty Squad offers security, military action, and assassination all at an affordable price. And after that cutscene is done playing, you get taken to the mission select screen. Holy shit! So yes, this is the mission select screen. In the top right, you are greeted by your handler. He gives you a description of your current assignment and looks like your average shopper at Walmart. From this screen, you can select your mission, equip your weapons, and buy upgrades for your character such as the Grapplendix, which is a grappling hook appendix. Additionally, you can access the stock market, because of course, this game has a full simulation of a fictional stock market along with stock markets for both human organs and fish. In fact, during any point in the game, you can press tab and open the stock market and just buy and sell whatever you want. So if in the middle of murdering somebody, you say, hey, I think I should buy 100 human kidneys, you can just do that. After figuring out which one of these horrific images I click on to actually start the game, I'm quickly sent to the first mission. This mission requires you to break into a pharmaceutical company and murder 2 of its top employees for embezzling money. It was at this point that I learned that this game is actually incredibly hard, and you die faster than an extra in a John Wick movie. But when you die, you can be back and murdering again at the press of a button, with only a small fee of $500 taken away from you for body reconstruction. I also learned that you can talk to almost every NPC in the game, including most of your targets. Sometimes they'll say something incredibly interesting that adds lore to the world of Cruelty Squad. And sometimes they'll say something like, After a few tries, I eventually got the hang of things and finished the first mission with only a few civilian casualties. After that, we move on to assassinating a few members of a gated community. These individuals had borrowed money from Cruelty Squad, and instead of starting a business, spent it all on frivolous things. Is that a car made out of flesh? I think it is!
I just love eating green salami pizza at the Pizza Palace.
Eventually we find one of our targets, and he is surrounded by Funko Pops. Yes, we're killing this guy because he canonically spent over $100,000 on Funko Pops.
So you're the one that took all the Iron Man Funko Pops, huh, you son of a bitch?
It was around this time that I realized when killing enemies, if you did enough damage, they would explode. I then realized that you can look in the bits of exploded gore and find organs. All the basic organs were there: kidneys, brains, pancreases, advanced pancreases. I quickly found myself kicking dead bodies in hopes they would explode into organs that I could sell on the black market. I was finally beginning to fit in the world of Cruelty Squad. In the next mission, if you immediately turn around and swim out into the ocean, you meet the greatest NPC in the game. Fish Fred. Fish Fred gives you his fishing rod and unlocks the fishing minigame. Every level in the game has a different set of fish to catch, with some fish in the game being worth millions of dollars. This is the best way to make money in the game. Anyway, we continue completing our missions, killing politicians, police officers, CEOs. Talking to the NPCs in these missions will actually give you some pretty decent insight into the world of Cruelty Squad. Apparently, there's a colony of people living on Mercury. Apparently, deconstructed rock music is incredibly popular in the future. Apparently, there are tiny monsters called flesh rats. Oh, yep, there they are. Eventually, one of the missions starts us in John Cruelty's apartment. For reasons that we don't know at the moment, John has been marked for death by both Cruelty Squad and the police. This mission forces you to escape your apartment building, which is now crawling with incredibly high-level SWAT team members. Also, on the way, you have to kill your landlord. That is not an optional objective. To beat this mission, you have to kill your landlord. Like, there's no reason that you do that. You just kill him. You would think that this would be a turning point in the story where we now have to fight against Cruelty Squad. But no, as it turns out, somebody fat-fingered a social security number and it just happened to be yours, and they tried to kill you by accident. And John is just okay with this. He just goes back to killing people like normal. Anyway, the missions continue, and we go on to kill more and more evil people. We murder a bunch of people trying to start a sovereign nation on a boat in the middle of the ocean where genetically modified sex slaves are real. We kill a bunch of members of a cult in a swamp. We kill the owner of a casino that for some reason was built in a sewer. By the way, at this point, I'd just like to point out the music in Cruelty Squad. This is the soundtrack for the casino level. I don't fucking know, man. During one mission, we kill a bunch of the financial elite while they're all having a party and wearing rubber suits. Rich people are real weird. Finally, we make it to the second to last mission in the story. This mission tasks us with killing corporate archdemoness Elsa Holmes. Please refer to her by her full title. She did not become corporate archdemoness so you could just call her Miss. This is the culmination of everything we've been doing so far. The company we're infiltrating is literally called Control, and it's one of the most powerful companies in the Cruelty Squad universe. We kill all of the highest ranking members of Control and eventually make it to Elsa Holmes, killing her in her office. But the game isn't done yet. We have one more story mission. This mission takes us to the insane world of the Archon Grid. The entire level is made up of strange geometry. You're being chased around by cartoon monsters that kill you in one hit, and you have to fight some of the hardest enemies in the game. Eventually, we reach the final boss. This guy. You know him, right? It's Abraxas. He's the guy whose face you see every time you fail a mission. Yeah, apparently we've been trying to kill him all along. I don't know. It's actually a pretty quick fight, and you just have to kill each one of his 3 heads. After killing him, we get a wonderful cutscene of John Cruelty walking down a grassy path with a beautiful blue sky and a giant tower in the distance. The ending text is a little less wholesome, though. The game tells us that we lack knowledge and that we are going to be forever trapped in our world. John continues to walk forever towards the tower, but he never actually gets there. And when you leave to the mission select screen, that's it. The game's over.
So, what the fuck was all that about?
To understand, we need to take a look at the world Cruelty Squad takes place in. There's a reason this game is so ugly, and it's because the world of Cruelty Squad is ugly. Everything in this world is a transaction. You can kill anybody just by paying for it. You can swap out organs at a whim, as anybody can just buy a new liver as easily as they could buy something like a loaf of bread. People are endlessly distracted by consumerism and buying things they just don't need. One of the first people we killed was a guy that spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Funko Pops just because he could. The people in this universe have everything they could possibly want. Entertainment, success, violence, sex, drugs. Every single person has infinite access to anything they could possibly want. But people always want more, and they're always willing to go into debt to get more. Eventually they start killing each other and themselves just to feel something. But none of it actually matters because coming back to life only costs $500. The same way that you can come back after dying in the level is the same way that everybody else can come back. This includes the civilians and the targets you kill. Some proof of this is that certain characters never come back after you kill them. For example, if you commit the awful sin of killing Fish Fred, you get a notification that he died. And no matter what you do, he will not come back unless you reinstall the game. Everything we do in Cruelty Squad is as meaningless as everything the NPCs do. The CEOs will just come back to life, the guards will never actually stay dead, Everything we did was pointless. It was simply something to do as we chased more money and more entertainment. The reason you're doing this, the player, is the same reason John is doing it in the game. He just wants his money to go up, and he just wants to find success in killing people. The entire world of Cruelty Squad is meaningless. People will work in this hyper-capitalist system and then spend that money on things they do not need. The toys they buy are meaningless, the houses are meaningless, the cars are meaningless, even death is meaningless. And everyone is too apathetic to do anything to change the system. Rather than question why any of this is the way it is, or try and change anything, the people in the world of Cruelty Squad would rather be distracted by things like video games. In the end, Abraxas, the thing we fight, is a manifestation of many different things. Abraxas could represent consumerism, capitalism, our own greed, anger, the chase for a high. But in the end, none of it really matters. The manifestation we fight at the end is ultimately meaningless. We continue on the path afterwards thinking we have some bright future, but in reality, we've changed nothing. After we kill Abraxas, the world is just as rotten and evil as it was before. This brings us to one more level, a secret level called House. One of the upgrades you can buy for John Cruelty is actually just called House. It costs $1 million, and after you buy it, you get a secret level. In this level, John has bought a house in order to spend some time away from the city. The NPCs you talk to here aren't actually happy to see you. The people live life differently here than they do in the city. It's important to note that a lot of the NPCs here don't respawn when you kill them. Even if you fail the mission, it's the same as Fish Fred. You have to reinstall the game in order for them to come back. Which means that these NPCs, these characters, don't have access to the body reconstruction like everybody else does. Your objective in the mission is to head into town and kill 3 different characters. Each of them will tell you about these 3 things called the Triagons. The Triagons are these 3 worm things that you can actually see after you leave your house. They're godlike entities that have shaped the world of Cruelty Squad. They created life, disease, industry, value, transactions, capitalism, and this level, it spells out the world of Cruelty Squad in plain terms. This world was created by beings beyond our understanding. A world of violence, greed, excess. A world where everybody is apathetic to the plight of others. A world where people will continue to chase further and further highs, simply because life has lost all meaning. Everything in this world is disgusting. Plastic crap and mass-farmed human organs. It is capitalism taken to its absolute extreme. And when every single thing can be bought and sold, in the end, nothing really has any value at all. So thank you for joining me on this incredibly weird and kind of depressing journey. There's actually a lot more to this game. It covers topics like Gnosticism, mental illness, enlightenment, cryptocurrency. But hopefully I hit some of the most important points, and I got across to you some of the main themes of the game. Honestly, strange artistic games made by like one or a few people are really interesting to me. So if you know of any, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably take a look at them. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, and I'll see you soon. Wolf and Gene out.